Hello, hello, this is Pedro Semarin, your Spanish teacher. Today, I'm going to talk about verbal tenses. Verbal tenses. I know this sounds like big grammar and maybe something difficult and annoying, but the truth is, from my point of view, this is what I call part of what I call the human process of learning a new language. Because our lives are divided in present, what already happened, and we call it past, and our plans, expectations, desire, usually the future. We give these three names basically in grammar: present, past, and future. And when we're talking, we need to be clear about what moment are we talking about. And that's why the languages they have verbal tenses for you to be able to express yourself, separating the moments when everything happened. But every language is different. At least Spanish and English, they are different. They have certain differences. And I think that knowing these differences will help you to become more fluent. Why? Because whether or not, we tend to translate. When we are growing, we are learning a language, right? In this case, you guys were learning English. And that is going to conditionate the way you think, your thoughts. They are going to be related, they're going to be connected with the grammar structure of your language. That's why all of our cultures tend to be different because of weather, the place where they live, and also because of language. In this case, different languages will tend to express different messages. What I'm trying to tell you is usually the easiest example is ¿qué haces? ¿Qué haces? Translated literally in English, that will be what do you do? That's not the way you ask for it. Usually you will ask for it in the present progressive. What are you doing? In Spanish, we tend to say ¿qué haces? Instead of ¿qué estás haciendo? Because we use different tenses, we use different verbal conjugations, and they have in different meanings in our languages. So I made a chapter here helped by artificial intelligence, which is now being more and more used. So I have here this chart, which can be really useful for us. In Spanish, we call it present or present progressive. And we use it to describe actions that happen regularly, habits, los hábitos del español. And there they are true or not, they are facts. It sounds like English. And also future actions. What? Future actions with the present? Let's see. I work from Sunday to Friday. In Spanish, trabajo de domingo a viernes. That's a habit. Esto es un hábito. Perfect. María está cantando. This is the present progressive, where we have está, estar, plus a gerund, the typical gerund, cantando. In English, Maria is singing. Pretty easy, but the last one, está bien. Yo lo compro la semana que viene. It's okay. I'll buy it next week. What? This is future. In English, we have the future. I will buy it. But in Spanish, we will say yo lo compro. But it's not a habit. It's not that I buy it every day because we clear that doubt at the end. La semana que viene. So we state the moment. It's very important in every tense besides the present because it's pretty clear, should be logical that you are in the present time. The other tenses, past and future, we always need to uh, state the moment when it's going to happen or the moment when it happened. Entonces, aquí podemos ver, for you to practice listening comprehension, Aquí podemos ver una diferencia en lo que se refiere a tiempos verbales. We can see a difference in what verbal tenses refer. In Spanish, we use the simple present. In English, you will need to use future. Now, we have another tense in here. In Spanish, the name in Spanish is pretérito indefinido, something like indefinite past. But in English, you call it simple past. And we have what you might say two simple pasts in Spanish. Let's see it. In Spanish, pretérito indefinido is used to describe actions. These actions happen in the past and are completed. Ayer fui al cine is completed. I'm already here, back here, because I'm already back from the movies. Okay? Ayer fui al cine. In English, yesterday I went to the cinema. Perfect. I went to the movies. That depends on where you are from. Now the second past in Spanish, pretérito imperfecto. The other one, definite or simple, and this second, imperfect. We use it to describe actions that happen in the past, but regularly. They repeat it. They happen more than one time. Yes, we can express that through one conjugation. Also, these actions could be in progress, as in the past progressive. I was working, you were working. Or descriptions in the past when we are like telling a story, we're telling a tale. Usually we would use this conjugation. In Spanish, de pequeño jugaba al fútbol todos los días. In English, when I was little, when I was a kid, I used to play soccer every day. You see, I used to play. So you need to state in English that that was a habit, an old habit. Okay, but in Spanish, we only need that conjugation because when we were growing, we connected this conjugation with this attitude, this type of events that used to repeat in the past. That's why we don't need to use solía jugar. We only use jugaba al fútbol every day, todos los días. And the second example, me encantaba ir a la playa cuando vivía en Florida. That's true, but I still like it. I loved going to the beach when I lived in Florida. Past past in English, but in Spanish we have two imperfect past. Because I always like, when I was living there, it's not only one time. And I'm referring to every day of my life that I was living on that place, only through these two conjugations. Encantaba is saying that I used to like it every day, and vivía is referring not to the whole thing as a unity, but as the every day was happening through this conjugation. When I lived in Florida refers to every day that I was living in Florida. When I was living in Florida, maybe would be a more accurate translation. Now we have other conjugations, but I prefer to leave a space for another video, and you will have time to see this video more than once. Okay, up to here, this video. Thank you for following me. I see that the numbers are increasing. Thank you. I hope you're liking and you're understanding this type of videos. See you next time.